Hey everyone, my name's Sydney. With the series that we're in right now talking about miracles, I really sensed from God that He wanted me to share a little testimony of something that He'd done in my life recently. So a few months ago, I was in a situation where I wasn't working, I wasn't actually able to find a job, and I didn't have enough money to pay for the bills that I had coming up the next month. I was very scared. I have never been so scared in my life. I have never cried so much in my life, and I spent a lot of time just praying and begging God to provide just enough money to pay for those bills or even just a job. I spent time asking other people to pray, and I really clung to scripture like it was my lifeline. Through it all, I really did sense from God that He was saying that I could trust Him and that as my Father He would provide. And so I did trust Him, and when it came time to sit down and actually figure out what that money looked like, I ended up having enough money to pay for those bills. Now, I could not tell you where that money came from because when I had sat down before to kind of figure all that out, I didn't have enough. But this time when I sat down, I had enough money with literally $3 to spare. So along with that, God also provided me with a job that I absolutely love. I kind of learned through all of that sometimes God waits until what seems like to us the last minute to come through and to provide, but He does that to teach us to trust Him. And in this instance, He really did teach me to trust Him. With everything going on now with the coronavirus and, people getting laid off work, I actually got laid off work. And when I immediately found out, I had all these thoughts in my mind like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do for money? How am I gonna pay for the bills that I have? And I immediately really sensed that God just stopped me in my tracks, and He was like, Sydney, are you gonna trust me? Will you trust me? And I kind of laughed because I had literally just come through a season where God really taught me to trust Him, and especially with money, especially with finances, I really learned to surrender that to Him, and now it was being tested. But I chose to trust Him, especially after everything that He had just shown me in my life about being able to trust Him with that. And I've been able to walk through this season so far with literally no fear. I have not been afraid at all, and God has absolutely provided everything that I've needed, just like He says that He will. In the past couple of years, God has been teaching me a lot, and one of the things He's been teaching me the most has been the things that we see in our life, like the COVID-19 that we're going through. Those things are reality. And those are things that we're facing, and they do hold a lot of weight. But the things that God speaks to us and the things that He promises us, those things are also reality, even if we're not able to see them yet, even if it's more behind the scenes, what He's doing. But they hold even more weight than the things that are going on, that we are able to see in our lives. One of the things that God has really spoken to me through has been a verse that comes from Psalm 16:8. It says, I will keep my eyes on the Lord. With Him at my right hand, I will not be shaken. And what this verse means to me is that no matter what we're going through in life, no matter what the situation that we're in might look like, whether, we've lost our job, whether we've been laid off, whether we're a frontline worker working 12-hour shifts and we're exhausted, or we're stuck at home, we're struggling with our mental health, whatever that situation may look like, we have the ability to look to God. We have the ability to ask Him for help, and to lean on Him and to keep our eyes on Him. And when we do that, our focus shifts from the things that we're struggling with, the things that we're facing, to Him. What He has said and what He has promised is true. So whatever the situation may be that you're in your life right now, I just want to encourage you to trust God. Look to Him. Keep your eyes on Him. Focus on Him. Lean on Him. He does keep His promises. God bless.